I've lived in Gainesville for about 7 years now, and I couldn't really imagine myself living anywhere else. I've always told people that if there's something that you want out of a city, you can find it in Gainesville. There's so much variety here. Everywhere you go, you could drive 5 minutes and all of a sudden everything looks different, everything feels different. It's all about finding what part of the city speaks to you and then, letting it kind of work for you. So, the food's great, the nightlife is great, the day life is also great. There's places all around. If you like a more quiet atmosphere, if you like being more in touch with nature, we have that. If you like more of a city feeling, you can still get that, even though we're, a pretty suburban to rural place. But, if you want to have more of a college experience, you can have that, but you can also still feel, once you're a grad student, like you're an adult and like you're being treated like an adult. So first year of vet school, it feels like vet school is your entire life. It feels all-consuming, and it feels like you're trying to form this balance between who you are and what vet school is, but second year you kind of already understand that it's just a part of your life. And I had a lot that I did in undergrad that I didn't just do because I wanted to get into professional school. I did it because I wanted to and because it made me who I am. And I think I really wanted to make sure that that showed through in my interview. All of the extracurriculars that I did just because I cared about what I was doing and I cared about contributing everything that I could to, what I did. For example, I was really involved in Relay for Life in undergrad. That was one of the most important things to me. I looked into volunteering here at the UF Small Animal Hospital, which was an amazing experience. I got very lucky that I got to know a lot of the clinicians before I even got here, and one of them was even able to write me a recommendation letter, which was very helpful. So I would definitely recommend that if you're interested in applying to the University of Florida College of Veterinary Medicine, that you volunteer here. This is a great way to get to know the lay of the land of the hospital and not have that pressure on you to, perform. You're just there to learn and to experience. And I think I'm really fortunate that I took my animal science classes here because you get a very good understanding of large animal medicine and just how large animal things work. Where I don't know if you would get that in other schools. We're just very lucky at the University of Florida to have those resources. So I would definitely recommend that anybody take the courses here. Balancing school and social life can definitely be tough. It's really about making time for yourself and then deciding how you want to spend that time. So I like to spend time, with my friends. Sometimes it's just nice to, even if it's my friends from school, saying, no studying tonight, let's go have dinner. Let's go treat ourselves. Let's go have coffee and not bring our books with us. So I think it's great to have friends in vet school because they all have the same schedule as you. Quality versus quantity is better when it comes to your social life in veterinary school, when it comes to spending time with your significant other, because sometimes you don't want it to feel like you're just throwing somebody a little bit of time here and there. You want to set apart that time when you're not stressed, when you can really dedicate yourself to a person or a group of people and be present and enjoy your time with them. So I think if you're shooting for quantity of time, I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend, kind of focus your quantity of time on how you're going to plan your studying and then set apart some quality time to really spend either with your friends or your significant other or even by yourself. I think that's really important that a lot of people don't realize that you have to make time for yourself in vet school. The hardest part about the application process is really narrowing down exactly what you want to say in your application, because everybody wants to be here. Everybody feels like this is their life calling. Everybody has worked their whole lives to get to this point, but you want to say why, and you want to really cut it down and give them a product, in an application that says, this is how I'm different, this is who I am, and this is what has led me to this point. So the hardest part is really cutting all that down and making it something where they can open it up and in a couple of minutes be able to look at your application and say, wow, this is why this person wants to be here. This, when I was younger, I thought, I can't be a veterinarian. I love animals too much. I'm too sensitive for this. I don't know if I could handle all of the heartbreak. So I thought, I'll just do medicine in another aspect that doesn't affect me as much emotionally. But what I realized later was that the emotional impact that it has on you is what makes you a good veterinarian. So I did apply to a couple other schools, one of which I visited, and although I really liked it, it had a lot to offer, it did not feel like home. And for me, UF felt like home. And I understand a lot of people maybe coming from other states that have maybe even never been to Florida before. And I hope that we could offer a feeling to those people that, you know, make them feel at home. It's because it's a great place to be, and I couldn't imagine myself anywhere else. I'm sure there are other people who had a much harder time deciding where they wanted to go. For me, the decision was made for me before I ever applied. When I got my acceptance letter, I cried and screamed and called everyone. I called my mom immediately, I called my boyfriend, called my dad, and then just went through the list of everybody that I knew would want to know. I called my bosses who wrote me recommendation letters, and I just remember, I'll never forget the feeling of getting in. It was surprising, it was exciting. Go Gators!